I bought a property near the woods. They were offering it in a very cheap price, so I had to buy it. Some people were advising me to not buy. As it was haunted, they even claimed that people even saw something weird in woods at night. But I don't believe in the paranormal, and the people's stories didn't bother me at all. I moved in as soon as I could and started living there. I used to go for long walks in the woods. I felt very close to nature. I especially loved walking in the woods at night. After a few weeks, as I came home after walking, when I was just sitting on the couch, I saw someone standing near the house, peeking from behind a tree. It seemed extraordinarily tall. It was strange as no one comes near the area. I immediately got up and went out to check, but there was absolutely no one. I laughed at myself as I thought I was imagining things and went to bed. The next morning, as I went around the property and was just having a look, I was shocked after noticing that there were footprints exactly where I saw the tall figure standing. They were quite big and didn't exactly seem like a human footprint. My heart dropped. I couldn't believe it. I started tracking the footprints, but they disappeared after a few feet. It didn't make sense. I came home confused. I asked myself, what did I see last night? The next few days I didn't go for a walk at night. I couldn't out of fear of what might be out there in the woods. Days passed and I didn't see the figure again. I decided it's time that I go out for walks again. As I started walking, I was a bit afraid of what I might see, but after an hour of walking, I saw nothing. I was very relieved and started walking even deeper into the woods. I was enjoying so much that I didn't want to stop that night. I wanted to discover even more. After walking for another hour, I was tired and decided to sit near a river. It was very peaceful to hear nothing but the sound of the flowing river. I closed my eyes and sat there for a few minutes. All of a sudden, I just felt like immediately getting out of the place. I ignored it and continued to rest. But even after some time, I couldn't shake the feeling of just sprinting out of there. I started feeling very uneasy, and I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I was shocked. The exact tall figure was standing on the opposite side of the river facing me. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't move. It was a bit far, so I couldn't see it clearly enough, but still I was very scared. After a few seconds, I got up very slowly and just stood there while it was standing there watching me. But I was not ready for what was going to happen next. As I was stepping backwards slowly, the figure took a step forward and directly jumped into the river. I didn't expect it and kept staring at the river trying to find it. But I couldn't see anything. Then after a few seconds, I noticed something coming directly towards me from the river. The creature just jumped out of the water and stood directly in front of me. It was unlike anything I've seen before. My survival instinct kicked in, and I just started sprinting towards the opposite direction for my life. I didn't even turn and see if that thing was following me. After a few seconds, it felt like nothing was behind me. I slowed down a bit and tried to look if it was following me. Then what I saw shook me. I saw that it charging towards me as if it was trying to attack. I started running with everything I've got in me. I didn't care what was in my way. I just got straight through it even if I was getting hurt. I was making my way by putting bushes and branches aside. Then I heard the footsteps of the thing running behind me, and I was shocked. It was gaining on me. It was running at an unimaginable speed. While running, I checked my phone and there was no service. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was tired and wanted to stop, but it was like my body wouldn't slow down and was automatically running and I had no control over it. I was so deep into the woods that I was not sure that I was even on the right path, but having no other option, I still ran. After a while, eventually I saw my home. I was very relieved. As I reached, I opened the door as fast as I could and charged inside the house. I went upstairs and locked myself in the room. It was completely silent. I was so out of breath that I couldn't even stand properly. I immediately took my phone and called the cops. Then I just stood there knowing that thing was outside, and there was nothing I could do. I then started hearing footsteps all around the house. I immediately closed all the windows in the house. After a while, the footsteps were gone, but I knew it was close. I then slowly walked towards the window and I looked outside trying to find it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Just then, I heard loud footsteps coming from the roof. I was so scared that I couldn't even react to it, and I froze. The creature was now on the roof, and then I realized that it could easily come through the windows by breaking it as it was on the roof now. I immediately got away from the window and hid under the bed. And then it happened exactly as I thought. It broke the window and entered the room. I heard loud thumps when it was walking all around the room. I saw its legs, and I realized the footprint which I saw earlier near the house and the footprints of the creature were the exact same. And just then I heard the siren, and the creature just took off from the window. I was very relieved as the cops came. I immediately rushed downstairs and let them in. I explained them the whole situation. They searched the whole area, but the creature was nowhere to be found. I moved out of the house the very next day and decided to never come back again.